Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about foundations and base products that are really good for dry skin. Now this is coming from a person with insanely dry skin. I live in a very dry climate and I just naturally have the driest skin on the planet. It is most dry around my mouth. I just permanently have these little speckly tight dryness around there. And then I'll sometimes randomly have an extremely oily nose, which I don't know why that just happens. But basically what I'm trying to say is that any base product I purchase is going to be good for my dry skin. If you have dry skin and have a particular product that you love and think I should try out, please do let me know in the comments down below. I am always loving trying new base products. It's one of my favorite things to try because I actually don't really know why. I just love the idea of having beautiful luminous skin, and foundation and BB creams and all the base things help you do that. So I'm going to start off with BB creams and tinted moisturizers. I have favorites and I continue to repurchase the same products over and over again, so I don't really test the waters too much in this area because the products I have do so well for me. But if you do have a recommendation, again, let me know. The first one I want to talk about is my Maybelline Dream Fresh BB cream. I think that this is my fourth tube of this. I go through this so much. I wear it all the time. It's my favorite everyday base product and it just sits really nicely on my skin. It's really hydrating. It's really light. It just gets the job done in terms of a BB cream. Very light coverage. This is on days where I just don't really have anything really blemishy going on. I just want something on my face to use as a base for concealer or whatever. Just something on my face. I love this. Definitely my holy grail BB cream. It's the product I have repurchased probably the most in terms of base products. And it's from the drugstore, so you can't really beat the price. In the same BB cream breath, I want to talk about the Boscia BB cream. This was a discovery of mine in the last couple months. I absolutely raved about it and have used it so much. It really is an incredible product. Same feeling, like same light, hydrating, moisturizing, skin-like feeling that the Maybelline Dream Fresh one gives you, except it has more coverage. It just doesn't feel like it's more coverage. Boscia is a skincare brand, so I truly feel like my skin is getting benefits. Like my skin gets better, I get less acne, I get less redness when I'm using this. I don't know how to explain it. Whatever is in these doesn't have the ingredients on here, but maybe I should check that out and actually do a good beauty guru doing. Anyway, my skin feels amazing when I use this. Its coverage is more so like a foundation than a BB cream, but it feels like a BB cream and it's just a wonderful product and I love it. Let's dig into foundations, shall we? Now this right here is my little foundation insert that I have in my makeup collection. You will have seen that in my most recent makeup collection video, which is no longer recent because I think I filmed that in May. Same desk though, same drawers, same insert. Let's talk about the foundations that I have in here and the foundations that I love. The Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. I have two shades of these. The shade 2, which is my very pale light shade, and also the shade 5.5, which is a little bit darker than I had anticipated it would be, but I use this to mix with other foundations in the summertime when I have a tan, or if I do put a fake tan onto my skin. I love this foundation. I've loved it for a very long time. This is the second bottle I have of my light shade. It is a very full coverage, flawless, moisturizing foundation. This one can feel a little bit sticky on the skin. That's an issue I have with me because I do have a lot of facial hair and sometimes it can, you know, move around and be sticky around there. But if you set it with powder, usually it does you right. You can use something like MAC Fix Plus or any setting spray and that really helps to lock this foundation into the skin. But it's just one of my foolproof foundations. It's what I go to when I want a perfect, flawless look. If I'm going out at night, if I'm taking any photos, I film a lot using this foundation. It does not have an SPF, so if you guys want a foundation with SPF, this is not it. Probably why it is for more kind of special occasion photography kind of moments. But if you have very, very dry skin, then this is an excellent foundation for you if you're wanting something very full coverage. Just in that same breath, because I mentioned that I like to mix the 5.5 shade with a foundation, I want to touch on the L'Oreal Paris Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. I discovered this summer and I am absolutely in love. I use this all summer long mixed with the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk, and sometimes I would even use it by itself. It was the first foundation I ever used that had a matte finish that I could use on my dry skin. That being said, I did use it primarily in the summer when I do get very sweaty. I have a very sweaty face, but this one was one of those foundations that helps to lock in the sweat and keep that excess oil away. But at the same time, it didn't disturb my very dry patches around my mouth, which was really impressive to me, and especially especially coming from the drugstore, I was like amazed at the quality that this foundation was. I think it sells for around $20 at Shoppers here in Canada. Things like this do go on sale a lot though, so I would definitely purchase it when it's on sale. It is very yellow toned, so keep that in mind if you have a more pinky undertone to your skin. They don't have a very nice shade selection for the skin tones like that, but if you have a more ivory or yellow tone base like myself, then this is an excellent foundation to go to. Now, a very recent discovery for me, I've actually just finished filming a review on this and my results were that I absolutely loved it. It's the Maybelline Dream Velvet Soft Matte Hydrating Foundation. This is the first matte foundation that I've seen come out that actually has a principle of hydrating your skin. So this was made for those of us with dry skin who do want a matte finish. This one kind of secretly did that for me anyway, but this one was formulated to do that. I'd say that they felt the same for me on the skin. They are both lightweight. They both gave a really beautiful skin-like matte finish. The differences between them is this one's a little bit more light coverage. This one is more full coverage, maybe like medium to full. This one's a bit light to medium. This one also has a cheaper price tag, ringing in at like $12. I think I got it $12 or $13 at Shoppers. This one also has a very excellent shade selection. They have both yellow, neutral, and pink undertones, which is really nice. I have the shade 15 Ivory in this. I forgot to mention I have the shade 102 Shell Beige in that one. Love this foundation. Excellent one from the drugstore if you are wanting a hydrating foundation that does give you a matte, more skin-like finish. The L'Oreal True Match Lumi foundation is an excellent foundation from the drugstore if you are wanting a lighter to medium coverage foundation that does just give you a really beautiful, luminous, glowy finish. This is a really good one for the winter time because it doesn't dry out the skin. It does give you that glowy look if that's what you're looking for and your skin's a little bit more parched. Again, I do have a lighter shade. Which one is this one? This is W12 and then a darker shade for the summertime. Same mixing purposes. This is in the shade W3. If you want the glow, this is the one to go to. Tried rhyming there, failed. The Bourjois Healthy Mix Serum Foundation. This is the second bottle of this bad boy that I have purchased. I have used this a ton and loved it for a very long time. It's kind of just a good all-rounder foundation. I'd say it's about a medium coverage, feels really light and nice on the skin. You don't feel like you're caked with foundation when you put this on. I have the shade 51 Vanilla. I think that's the lightest shade that they carry. On the little bottle here it says it's a gel foundation with 16 hours of radiance boosting, even revived complexion. That sounds like all of the things that a dry skin gal would like, and it's just one of those foundations that you put on and you know that you can rely on it. It's just a really great, like I said before, for lack of a better word, just an all-rounder foundation. More luminous, more glowy finish, light to medium coverage, and it feels great. Again, not too many shades that they offer in this range, so you'd either have to mix and match between the shades that they do offer or mix other foundations into this, but it does feel beautiful and it is a really nice option from the drugstore. The NARS Sheer Glow Foundation, the product that Tanya Burr has raved about and loved for many years, and I finally dipped into it these last couple of months and I absolutely love it. It's the foundation I'm wearing on my skin right now. It's been the foundation I have been going to when I've been going on nights out or when I've been filming. I kind of transitioned from my Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk foundation to this one simply because this one gives the same effect. It's a really nice, more radiant skin-like finish. It's kind of like a satiny finish. Very light coverage, which is nice, but you can build it up a little bit. But just because my skin has been better in the recent months, I've stuck to the same skincare routine and my skin has been a lot happier, so I haven't been needing the full coverage all around my face, and that's why I've been using this one. It just really is lovely, and I've just been loving wearing this. I love the finish it gives on my skin. I will say that when I first use it, and I caution you if you do use it, like I've said before, I do have a lot of dry patches around my mouth. When you first apply this onto your skin, it will look like it's settling onto those dry patches and onto the hairs. Like, you can see it. Give it like 3 or 4 minutes and it will have settled into the skin, or just continue to apply your concealer and it does soak into the skin nicely. It's a very long lasting foundation. It's definitely one you can rely on if you're going to be wearing it for a long period of time. The one downside is the packaging. It does not come with a pump, and I do not have a NARS store near me for a pump, nor do I want to specifically order a NARS pump online and pay for shipping for that. So that's the one downside. You gotta dip the product onto your hand, but I can see past that and love it. My favorite thing to apply it with is the Sigma F80 Kabuki brush. This one I do not recommend using a beauty blender. I don't recommend using a beauty blender with this one because that'll just soak up all the product. I don't know what the reason is, I don't know what the science is, but when I used a brush with this one, it just gave a much nicer effect on my skin as opposed to when I used the beauty blender. So NARS Sheer Glow, it's a great foundation. I'd say out of this whole pile, this one is my favorite. The final foundation I have to show you is the Makeup Forever Face and Body Foundation. This is a foundation that I actually haven't used in a while. I wonder if it's still good. I'll have to test this out a little bit. It's a really nice light coverage foundation that I used to use a lot. I've just kind of been like stuck in my little NARS Sheer Glow realm. But this does have a really beautiful luminous finish, very light coverage, but it is buildable. I love to apply this with a beauty blender. This is so incredibly long lasting. If you're like going out in the rain, this is gonna stay on your face. Maybe not. Like if someone dumps a bucket of water on you, I don't think any foundation is actually gonna stay on your face. Except Matt came out with that waterproof one. I don't know. I feel like a couple of people jumped in the shower, but I didn't test that out. I don't know. Anyway, I'm rambling. This is a great foundation. I have the shade number 20 in this. Oh, I just remembered. I have the shade Deauville in the NARS Sheer Glow, but I definitely could have used a shade lighter because it's slightly dark for me. The thing I like about this foundation is that it's good for all year round. It's really moisturizing in the winter time, and in the summertime it's a really long lasting foundation. Other foundations tend to do better in different seasons, but this one's just a good go-to if you want a light coverage all year round. Not really much else to say about it. I think it's a fabulous foundation and I have loved it a lot. I've used up an entire half bottle of this, so you know that there's been a lot of love there, and it has a pump, and you know, it's great as well. I am so annoyed at my voice right now. I'm sorry. I'm so sniffly still. This is just like the cold that won't end. Yeah, so those are all of the foundations, BB creams, tinted moisturizers, the base products that I wanted to chat with you about. Those are all of the ones that I currently own and love. These are all of the base products that I would recommend for those of you with dry skin. Like I said earlier, if you have any foundations that you would recommend to me, if you have a product that you love and you also have dry skin, feel free to let me know in the comments down below, along with any other video recommendations. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!